The U.S. airline industry, it's a battlefield. Airlines fight for your money, your loyalty, even your patience. It's a cutthroat business with billions of dollars at stake. But here's the catch, it's also heavily regulated. The government sets the rules supposedly to protect consumers. But are those rules working? Or are they just creating an illusion of fairness while airlines rake in record profits? We've all been there, right? Stuck in a cramped seat, charged extra for every little thing, delayed flights, lost luggage, and that sinking feeling that we're being taken advantage of. Tonight, we're going to pull back the curtain on the airline industry and expose the shocking truths they don't want you to know. This isn't just about bad customer service or the occasional inconvenience. It's about a system that seems designed to squeeze every last penny out of us. From hidden fees to manipulative pricing strategies, airlines have become masters of deception. They use sophisticated algorithms and data analysis to predict our every move, exploiting our desire for affordable travel. Tonight, we're going to fight back. We're going to arm ourselves with knowledge, exposing the tactics airlines use to keep us in the dark. We'll hear from experts, analyze the data, and give you the tools you need to navigate this complex and often unfair industry. Remember the good old days? Okay, maybe not good, but definitely cheaper. Back in the 2010s, a new breed of airline emerged, the low-cost carriers. Spirit, Frontier, Allegiant, they burst onto the scene, promising rock-bottom fares and shaking up the industry. These no-frills airlines offered a stripped-down flying experience, basic economy taken to the extreme. Want a seat? Sure, but it'll cost you. Carry-on bag? That's extra too. They unbundled everything, giving passengers the illusion of choice while maximizing their profits. And it worked. People flocked to these low-cost carriers, enticed by the promise of cheap flights. Legacy Airlines, with their bloated fares and outdated business models, started to sweat. For a while, it seemed like the little guy was winning, offering a glimmer of hope for budget-conscious travelers. But as we'll see, that hope was short-lived. The legacy carriers, with their deep pockets and vast resources, weren't going down without a fight. They studied their new rivals, learned their tactics, and prepared for a comeback. And comeback they did. The reign of the low-cost carriers was short-lived. The legacy airlines, those giants of the sky, weren't about to go extinct. They fought back, and they fought dirty. How did they do it? By adopting the very tactics they once scoffed at. They introduced their own versions of basic economy, stripping away amenities and charging for everything from checked bags to seat selection. They invested in sophisticated revenue management systems, allowing them to match or even beat the low-cost carriers on price. But they had a secret weapon, their vast networks and established infrastructure. Legacy carriers could offer connections and destinations that low-cost carriers could only dream of. They also had something else, loyalty programs. These programs, once a way to reward frequent flyers, became a powerful tool for retaining customers and driving up profits. By offering miles, perks, and the allure of elite status, Legacy Airlines lured passengers back into their web. We've all been there. You find an amazing deal on a flight, your heart leaps with joy, then you start clicking through to checkout. And that's when it hits you, the fees. Baggage fees, seat selection fees, even fees for paying with a debit card. These hidden fees have become a ubiquitous part of the airline experience, adding hundreds of dollars to the cost of your trip. Airlines claim these fees are necessary to keep fares low, but are they really? Or are they just a sneaky way to boost profits while keeping advertised prices artificially low? Let's be clear, these aren't just nuisance fees. They're big business. In 2019 alone, U.S. airlines raked in over $11 billion in baggage and reservation change fees. That's billion with a B. These fees disproportionately impact budget-conscious travelers who are often lured in by low base fares only to be hit with a barrage of extra charges. And the worst part? These fees are often unavoidable. Try flying with a family and tell me you can avoid checking a bag. Or imagine being stuck in a middle seat for a 6-hour flight because you refuse to pay for a seat assignment. Airlines know this, and they exploit our need for basic amenities to pad their bottom line. Section 5. The price is right. How airlines play us with fluctuating fares. Ever notice how airline ticket prices seem to change more often than the weather? One minute a flight is a steal, the next it's sky high. What gives? Well, it's not magic, it's math. And airlines are using it to their advantage. Airlines use sophisticated algorithms to track demand, analyze competitor pricing, and adjust fares accordingly. They know how many people are searching for a particular flight, how far in advance they're booking, and even what kind of device they're using. This data allows them to predict our willingness to pay and adjust prices to maximize their profits. It's called dynamic pricing, and it's everywhere. But while it's become commonplace in other industries like hotels and ride-sharing services, airlines have taken it to a whole new level. They've turned airfare into a commodity, constantly fluctuating in value like stocks on Wall Street. This constant price manipulation makes it nearly impossible for consumers to find the best deal. We're left feeling frustrated, confused, and wondering if we're ever going to outsmart the system. To win. Section 7. Loyalty programs, rewards, or clever manipulation. Loyalty programs. Those tempting programs that promise free flights, upgrades, and a world of travel perks. They're the siren song of the airline industry, luring us in with the promise of rewards. But are these programs really about rewarding loyalty, or are they just a clever way to manipulate our spending habits and keep us tethered to a particular airline? Let's be honest. Those free flights aren't really free. We're earning miles and points with every dollar we spend, often making purchasing decisions based on maximizing our rewards rather than getting the best value. Airlines know this, and they've designed their loyalty programs to encourage us to spend more, fly more, and become increasingly reliant on their services. And here's the rub: the rules of the game are constantly changing. Airlines can devalue their miles, make it harder to earn elite status, and change the terms and conditions of their programs at any time. We're left chasing a moving target, always striving for rewards that seem perpetually out of reach. Loyalty programs can be beneficial, offering perks and benefits to frequent flyers. But it's important to remember that these programs are designed to benefit the airlines first and foremost. They're a business strategy, not a philanthropic endeavor. Section 8. The illusion of choice, comparing low-cost and legacy carriers. So, you're planning a trip and trying to decide between a low-cost carrier and a legacy airline. On the surface, it seems like a simple choice. Pay less for a no-frills experience or shell out more for comfort and convenience. But the reality is far more complex. As we've seen, legacy airlines have adopted many of the tactics of their low-cost rivals, introducing basic economy fares, charging for baggage, and nickel and diming passengers at every turn. Meanwhile, low-cost carriers have become more sophisticated, offering add-ons and premium services that blur the lines between the two business models. The result? An increasingly homogeneous airline industry where the lines between low-cost and legacy carriers are becoming increasingly blurred. Consumers are often left with the illusion of choice, presented with two seemingly different options that are, in reality, strikingly similar. So how do you navigate this complex landscape? By becoming an informed consumer. Do your research, compare prices carefully, and read the fine print. Don't be swayed by marketing gimmicks or the allure of loyalty programs. Make informed decisions based on your individual needs and budget.